Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy David Martos, estamos en el Festival de San Sebastián, en el set audiovisual patrocinado por Repsol, en el Hotel María Cristina, y hoy nos acompañan dos de los actores de la película Le Cri de Fence, que son Tom Blyth, muy conocidos, and Mia McKenna-Bruce. How are you? Let's turn into English.
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Thank you for coming. I'm good. Yeah,
Good.
I'm doing interviews here in San Sebastián, so far so good. So, how would you define Claire Denis as a director? Because she's such a force of nature, right? How would you define her, Mia?
I mean, you just said it, force of nature. She is incredible. Like we keep saying, just every time we see her, it's like, she just feels like she has this piece of my heart. I love her so much. And to work with her was like something I've never experienced before. Claire loves to work in a way that it's all very instinctual.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really like to rehearse or anything like that. So it was great for us. We really got to just play and throw ourselves in.
How about you, Tom?
Yeah, I've been a lover of Claire's films for years, and so first of all, just meeting her was a massive honor, and then I realized what an amazing person she is as well as an artist. And so, yeah, just like Mia, I kind of fell in love with Claire, and every time I see her, I just want to squeeze her and give her a hug because I don't know what to do with all my love for her. We both keep talking about how we're overflowing with love for Claire, because she's this powerhouse of this incredibly strong artist, but then she also has so much compassion and love for people. I think she's a real artist. She's like a poet in the filmmaking world. Yeah.
How would you define her on the set? Because some directors, they are like all the time they're giving notes to the actors, like modifying your behavior, and others they let you do. Like, how would you define her?
I think she loves actors, right? Like, I think she's very in tune with what we're doing, and it feels like a collaboration. It really feels like she's in the scene with you. I mean, literally, we have quite a few scenes in this car at the beginning of the film in a pickup truck that I'm driving, and we had two members of the crew and Claire in the back of the truck. So we're in the front, Claire's in the back, like this, with a tiny monitor. And she wasn't really giving notes unless she needed to. She really lets us play, and then she'll give a tweak here and there, and it really feels like we're all in the scene together. I think
she really gets stuck in.
Yeah.
Like as well as that, there's a scene between Matt and I that was done pretty much in one shot, and Claire was literally laying down beside the bed, so she was practically in the scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
How did you choose a role? Because this film, I mean, we could say it's somehow drama, thriller, but it has a background. You know, it's set in a world which still think to us. So how do you say yes to a script? Does it have to do with the director, with the actors you're working with the landscape in which it's set?
I mean, a little bit of everything, all of that. I think for me, like, interest was piqued as soon as Claire Denis was mentioned, and then I got to read the script, and I really like to play characters that are different from the last one that I've done. So it was something different to what I'd done before, and then seeing these guys were already attached, and they were a great gang as well, and also it meant getting to go to Senegal.
Were right.
They were okay, they were fine. Also it meant, getting to travel to Senegal, so it was kind of win-win-win.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I usually it's the script first, and then I meet the director and want to vibe with the director and make sure that we're going to enjoy working together. But with this, it was the other way around. It was Claire first, and then the script, just because I've just loved Claire's work for so long. But yeah, and then it was just a beautiful recipe. Once we got to Senegal, we realized how lucky we were just to be there. It's a beautiful country, and the film is kind of imbued with Senegalese like feeling, which is one of a kind experience.
And what about the size of the film? Because you've worked in pretty big things, and then you decide to work in this auteur kind of European movie. Is it good to mix up the two kinds of films in your careers? It's something that you would define like a healthy thing, maybe?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, resounding, yes.
Yeah.
I think like the size doesn't really matter. I think if you're making a good film with people who are all there for the right reasons and really on board with telling the story, doesn't matter what the size is, how much budget there is, everyone gets stuck in. But I think, especially when it's filmmaker-led like this, when it's an artist like Claire who's a real artist, you just see people, no matter what the budget is, all kind of rally around them and get on board with the vision. But yeah, I think as an actor, you want to be doing stuff that reminds you of why you love it. And sometimes those quote unquote smaller films are the best way to do that, because they remind you of the collaboration, the need to tell the story, no matter what the budget is. Yeah.
Also the fun that you can have doing it as well, I think. You know, we had an absolute blast getting to make this, so I think that really, adds to it as well.
Yeah, like the themes are really heavy, and we're dealing with like pretty intense socio-political themes, but we all loved being there together, and so even though you're dealing with difficult subject matter, like it was fun to be there.
When would you say you knew you wanted to be an actress and actor?
You started early.
Do you remember the moment, like the decision?
Yeah, I started quite young in the UK, but the moment that I realized I wanted to be an actor was I watched Titanic, and I was distraught by the whole. Have I not told you this? No. I was like distraught by the whole thing, and couldn't sleep for 8. Like I was crying, like I was really upset. So my mom got the director to ring and just like explain to me what had.
Really?
You know, making a film. No, it was my granddad. But I thought at the time it was James Cameron on the phone. It was my granddad, but he explained to me what a film was. I think I must have been about 5 at this point, maybe too young to watch Titanic. I don't know. And then I was like, oh, that's a job. I want to do that. And then I became obsessed with Shirley Temple. Thought I had to be American, so put on an American accent everywhere I went. Tied socks in my hair to have curly hair like Shirley Temple, and. That was it. One thing led to another.
That's a great story. Tom,
I don't know if I can beat that. That's mine was kind of a slow burn. I think I loved film growing up. Just like absolutely loved watching film, and it was where I went for escapism. It's where I went to like daydream. I think the first film I remember watching and thinking like they must be making that, someone's actually doing that as a job, was Jurassic Park on a VHS tape when I was younger. And then from there, I kind of got exposed over a few years to the fact that it was actually a job, and then at like 12 years old tried to start auditioning for stuff and didn't really get a break until I was like 20, 25, 26. Yeah.
Cool. So you two are very cinephile. You've been around for some time now. You've been on sets. What about directing?
Not for me.
Why?
I think I don't think I could deal with the pressure that I like to be told what to do.
You heard it here
first.
Great.
Sounds great.
On a set, professionally.
In terms of work, I don't think I could be the one to dictate to people what to do.
Beautiful put. Tom?
Sorry.
Good.
I'm not letting you live that one down. I do want to direct at some point. I've just started producing stuff and coming on board certain projects as a producer as well. I like to have. I love it all. I love the filmmaking process, and so I want to be involved in all of it. It took me a while to realize that, because I love acting so much, and I always thought if I was going to do the other stuff, it would take me away from acting, and now I've realized you can kind of pick and choose when you tap into one side of yourself or all of it. I'd like to direct at some point. I'm just waiting for the right story that feels like I can't not tell it. I think I need to find a story that I've got a burning desire to tell as a director.
Okay. Yeah. We have a last question for you. We have a sponsor called Filmin. It's a Spanish streaming platform. It's very good. And they are turning 18 this year. So the question for you is, what movie would you recommend to your 18 years old self?
Oh, wow.
A useful film, maybe something that you think that you should have watched when you were a teen?
You know, just like 2 years ago, I watched Giant for the first time.
Okay.
You know it with James Dean and Elizabeth Taylor, and it's just freaking awesome. I didn't realize how incredible his performance is, especially in that, because he was like 21 or 22 when he did that, James Dean, and then he's playing a 75-year-old at the end of the film, and he does this amazing transformation. And I wish I'd watched that when I was younger, when I was like 16, trying to be an actor, because I think watching it even at like 27, 28, I realized how brave he must have been to be able to do that, to pull that off. And I think that would have made me a braver, more transformational actor at an earlier age.
That's a good one. Mia.
Love that. I think I wish I'd watched The Pursuit of Happiness earlier. I think just as a bit of a recipe for life. About what's important, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, good answers. So Mia, Tom, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for the film. I hope it has a very long life in cinemas and then in platforms and wherever. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ha sido una entrevista más en este set interior de Repsol, patrocinado por Repsol y de Kinótico en el Hotel María Cristina. Seguimos en Kinótico, la primera con K, la segunda con C. Gracias.